get the name Auntie.
That's how you got the name.
That's true.
When they proposed the name Ritch Auntie, I'm going to tell you, I was like, I ain't nobody fucking auntie. I got my nieces and nephews, but I don't want to be nobody auntie. But at the end of the day, if you think about the younger women that surround you, that you've mentored.
I believe that. Through God, I really believe that.
All right, Trina, what's up? It's the Ritch Auntie Podcast. We back again. And guess what? We in March.
Oh, my God.
Dang, time done flew by. Black History Month behind us. The month done flew by.
I cannot believe we're in March,
I know. It's crazy. Yes. We're opening up the month. You're going to be gone
we just started in
soon.
New Year's. We just had New Year's. Celebrate New Year's. And we're already in March.
Yeah, we're in March.
That's how fast time is going
by.
Flies.
Yeah. Time flies, definitely. But you know what, Trina? I wanted to bring up last week. We closed out Black History Month, and I forgot to I wanted to mention my nail tech, Spoiled Rotten Nails. Shout her out. She hooks me up, y'all, all the time. And of course, my artist too, a local artist here in Atlanta. I bought all my paintings from her. I'm gonna have Kason just kind of put her stuff out there. Shelly Pruner on IG. Bought all my stuff from her. I wanted to shout her out. She's a local black artist here in Atlanta, trying to do big things and trying to get her stuff out there. So I just want y'all to support them too as well.
Amen. That's awesome.
Yes. So let's
shout
go
out.
on.
Oh, and we need to shout out our my homegirl.
The Ritch Auntie Podcast.
Hey girl.
Podcast,
Samantha Boyce.
Yes.
She did our shirts, guys. Thank you so much for you getting our shirts, because that is definitely a gift and a talent as well. So thank you so much.
And I just love the logo that she created for us.
I do
specifically for the Ritch Auntie.
Yeah, so if you guys looking for somebody to do some t-shirts, holler at me, girl. She's in my hometown, Hobson City, Alabama. I'm always shouting out.
We need to get some gear for real.
Yeah, we are.
For the Ritch Aunties and the Ritch Uncles. We're going to put some stuff out there for the Ritch Uncles. Anyway.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. So let's go on. We at Ritch Auntie House. What we talking about today at the crib, at La Casa?
God, there's so much going on, girl. First of all, I had to get onto my bonus grandbaby walking around the house today with his pants hanging down off his tail.
Ooh, his underwear showing?
Yes, and I had to get him. I said to him, I had to say, do you know, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up. Now don't ever, I won't even say what I said to him, but his eyes got so big.
Yes.
But it's like that's what our kids are being exposed to, because this is what they see. You know, we have to be careful as parents, as uncles and aunties. We have to be careful how we present ourselves around our children, our little nieces and nephews, because they're watching us, especially when they're at that impressionable age where they're looking for something to identify with. And, you know, I think he's like 8. He's like turning 8, maybe turning 8, 7 or 8. Maybe 9.
So he done seen somebody sagging.
Well, yeah, he's seeing sagging, and I think he thinks that's cool because, you know, he's impressionable. Right. So I hope that I spoke life into him by helping him to understand that that's just not the way. I basically told him I wanted him to set new trends. You know, I said that's a trend that this generation has set. Yeah. You know, you set new trends. Pull your pants up.
Right.
You have to pull them up like Urkel. Start that trend over again, but do not
Urkel
pull them
trend?
down. Exactly. Do not have them down.
You did not say that to him.
No, I said if he wants to start a new trend, he can start the Urkel trend.
But let me tell you, I could see where I was in the nail salon yesterday, and a guy walked in, and he had to be at least 40.
He didn't have his pants down.
They were sagging. Yeah, you 40 years old. Why we got to be looking at your drawers and your butt crack? Like, for real, at the end of the day, dude, you 40.
I don't know why.
You shouldn't be sagging.
I don't know. I don't know what that is, though. I don't know why men... They said that it's something like, you know, like if you're in jail. I don't know. They said that it represents for guys that when you go to jail, that if you had your pants down sagging like that, I think it lets men know that
you're available.
Right. I think so.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Actually, I have heard that before. But you know what? Why would y'all want to sag if that's the sign of it?
That's what I'm saying. And they've heard it. Men have heard it. And for men to be, you know, a male ego and tough testosterone, you would think that if someone said that to them about your pants sagging like that means that you're
especially
available.
If you're an alpha male. You know what I'm saying? This guy had golds in his mouth, cap on, like a handsome dude. But you said, and then he was a little heavy set, so it just even looked worse.
You know, I don't know.
I don't understand the whole sagging thing.
But even ladies sometimes are doing that now too. I've seen girls have their pants mid, way and have their thongs that come up. I don't know.
But I don't think
that
that's a sexy thing for women. That ain't sexy
but
for men.
that first of all, that it's
Because women are trying to show
sexy.
their navel and trying to show their,
it's sexy.
you know,
it's sexy. But I guess
but
if you got a man that is a gay man, and if that's something that they do, then that's something that a gay man it would be acceptable, right? For a gay man, just as a regular man.
Nah, I don't think it's acceptable. Period. For
So you don't think it's acceptable?
That's just like
period.
if somebody said to us, if we were out here exposing our breasts, and they said, "You showing so much cleavage mean that you want some action." Would you? I wouldn't be exposing my cleavage then.
But then why do women have to expose themselves by having their pants hanging down like that with their thongs all out?
I haven't seen it, but
that's exposing. You saying that this sexy though. But that's
I would think
exposing
it's sexy.
too.
I don't know. Wouldn't that be sexy, guys? If you seen a girl in
Yeah,
her
guys,
thongs,
what
I
do you
want to
think?
know. Would you think that's sexy?
I don't know. That's
that's sexy though.
Our
Seeing the
producer.
G-string
What do you
in that
think,
woman.
producer? I mean, is that
that
sexy
or
is
what?
that too much?
No, I like when I see that for real.
Oh, he
see,
said he
so
liked
sexy.
it. Okay,
But see, we as women, we don't want to see a dude.
Yeah.
We don't want to see a dude sagging because we
No,
know
we
what
don't.
it represents. It's just not. It's not attractive.
No, I don't like
You
it.
macho, and you out here with your pants sagging,
Yeah.
and you know it mean. Come and get some. Oh nah, I'm sorry. That ain't attractive to me.
And that's one fad that just has not left. It's still around. It's been around for a very long
I
time.
know when my boys, when they was growing up, their dad was on it though. He
Really?
pull their pants up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't play about that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
that's good. And that's where it starts, like we were saying.
Yeah.
It starts at home with direction.
With your father telling you pull your pants up. Is his daddy telling him to pull his pants up?
I don't know. This is the first time I've seen it. I don't
Okay.
think his dad has ever seen it. I hope that would be the last after I see
Okay,
it.
I hope so too. I'm sure you was firm.
Very,
you could be a little mean
very
too. So you
firm.
probably
Yeah,
you probably
I
scared the
probably
mess
was a
out of
little-
that
yeah,
damn
I
boy.
I probably did, but they need to have the fear put in them.
That's
They
Amari.
need to have
Amari.
the fear. Yes,
Oh,
they
yeah.
need to have
You probably
the fear.
scared the heck out
Yeah,
of
but
Amari.
that keeps
that's
them
good
on
because
straight and
they-
narrow.
yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Yes, definitely.
All right, ladies. So we was just talking about a little. That was funny though.
Mm-hmm.
But all right. So what we talking about in Auntie's house today, Trina?
Well, you know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about that clip you sent me about the brother with the 7. He's got 7 children, I
yeah,
think,
he
and
was
he has
trending big
7
time on IG.
different baby mamas. And he's been trending a lot on social media. I don't know if you guys have seen him or if you come across his little
Yeah.
page, but he's saying basically that he has 7 children by 7 different women, and he told the women when he was with them that he didn't want any responsibility of being a dad, but the women went ahead and had the kids, and so he's
And he
out
said
here
he even offered up
to pay them to have
pay
their
them to have an
abortions.
abortion, yep, and get rid of the babies. But my thing is that you are saying after the fact, here goes some money for some plan B, here goes some money for an abortion, but why not here goes some money for some condoms and you just wear this condom and you won't be having to tell the girl to go get an abortion. Because when you telling a woman to, get rid of a baby, that's a mental thing for a woman. That's your body changing thing for a woman. Why are you not just wearing a condom? Both of y'all, because both of y'all are at fault.
Well, he made it very clear. He said that as far as a condom, everybody knows it's better when it's raw. Those are the words that he used. Everybody knows that it's better when it's raw. He says that he has made it very clear to the women from the very get-go that he doesn't want children. He's made it very clear that he doesn't want children. And if they decide to get pregnant, he says, hey, I'm going to help you get an abortion. If you don't want to get an abortion, I don't want anything to do with your child. I'm not going to be a father. He made that very clear to them. I think my concern, though, is that if you have 7 kids, and they don't tell how many had abortions, because he said he would pay for
7,
some would
yeah.
accept that. So if you have 7 kids, I'm sure, depending upon where town or
When
what
is your
area-
dumb ass gonna wear a condom if you got 7 damn kids by 7 different women? At some point, you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, let me wear this condom, because it's a potential that she's going to say no to an abortion or no to a plan
Or he
plan
can
B.
just get a vasectomy, but maybe he doesn't. I mean, maybe he to me, I think it's a little
irresponsible.
Yeah, I think it's very irresponsible, because if I can see if you don't want to have children. If you don't want to have children, then of course go get a vasectomy. Men that don't want to have children, they go get a vasectomy. But you're saying that you just don't. If you get pregnant, I'm not gonna go get a vasectomy because that's my right. I'm sure that's how he thinking.
Right. Right.
This is my right. I don't have to go get a vasectomy. You know what I'm saying? If you go get pregnant, I'm telling you, I'm not going to wear a condom. And if you get pregnant, it's on you. So at that point, it puts it on the lady. You know, if you know that you're not taking any type of birth control pill or taking anything to protect you from getting pregnant, then there's a chance that you're going to get pregnant with this young man that you're sleeping with. And he has made it very clear to you that he doesn't want anything to do.
That he ain't pulling out.
Yeah, he doesn't want anything to do.
As a woman, though, just think about that. As a woman, what are you thinking? Because if a man approaches you and says, all right, first of all, I want to have sex with you. His argument was, too, which really tripped me out, but made a lot of damn sense, though, was you a jump off. The woman is a jump off, meaning that I'm just smashing you. What makes you think I want to have a kid with you and love your kid when I don't even love you? I mean, it makes sense, though, Trina.
He did say that.
I mean, the shit makes sense.
He did. But you're in the heat of the moment. You know how that can be, the heat of the moment. Sometimes you get in a relationship. And then when you're young and dumb, you know, full of cum, you don't be thinking about what's logic.
Well, 7 kids later. I don't know. He looked like he was in his
40s.
late 40s. Maybe. No, early 40s, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Mid-40s.
He looked like he was about.
Like, at this point, like, ladies, what are you thinking? A man says to you, you know, if you get pregnant, it's on you, basically. And if you don't want to have an abortion, he don't want no parts of it. Is that, I mean, the man should have the right to say, just like we have the right to say
yay or
nay.
Yes.
Shouldn't they have the right to walk away?
That's my point.
But legally, he could still be responsible, right? If they came after him.
Well, I don't know.
For child support. He said a lot of the women come back and want him to be a part of the kid's life. But like he said, I don't love you. How can I love this kid that I had with somebody? You just a jump
But I wonder
off.
how that would work, though, legally. Because if you go and say, I want child support, even though he says, I don't want to have anything to do with this child, but the young lady says, but you're the dad and I need child support. So the courts can call him in, right? And have him to do a blood test.
I'm wondering.
See, that's the thing. Because if it's at that point, then at that point, the responsibility comes back to him. Because if the judge can say, or the courts can say, hey, you're still responsible for this child, regardless of your feelings. Exactly. You're still responsible for this child and you're going to take care of them and make him pay. You know what I'm saying? If someone can get him in that position, let 7 women get him in that position where he will be made to take care of those children, then he will start to stop and think about laying down unprotected and not giving a flip about a woman saying if she gets pregnant or not, he doesn't want to have anything to do with the child, because that's a responsibility. Children are a responsibility. And for him, it goes back to the conversation that we had about my son's father. You know, regardless of what the relationship is with the parents, children don't ask to come into this world.
And that's what I was going to say from the child's perspective. Is it fair for him or her not to have a father because you are out here being irresponsible? Because at the end of the day, he's still being irresponsible. You having unprotected sex with a woman that potentially could get pregnant.
Exactly.
If she's not using any type of protection. But women, if a man tells you that, I mean, I would think that you will protect yourself, because he don't want no kids with you. Make the decision and
say, I'm not going to be with him. He has made it very clear. Girl, please, if you could say, if I get pregnant, he ain't gonna. I mean, you would have to put on something. There would have to be some protection. You know what I'm saying? There's some protection.
There's female condoms. There's female,
of
course, suppositories you can put in to keep from getting pregnant. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you could be doing. The day after pill. Mm-hmm. Like, that's better than having a child with somebody that don't want a child.
Feels that way.
And I know some women raising kids on their own because the fathers didn't want no parts of it. And they out here successfully doing it by themselves. Applaud to them women, because they out here. They not coming after you for no child support because they know you ain't shit at the end of the day. It don't want you involved. How about that?
How do you feel about that, though? I mean, if you are a single mom and you have a dad, a father that's not being a father to your child, you're independent. You can pretty much take care of yourself. You work, you do your own thing. You don't need his money. Do you feel that that child doesn't need his dad in his life, be it girl or boy, just because you're independent and you can take care of that child, you don't need anything from this man? Do you think that that's fair to that child to take that right from this person?
I don't think it's fair, but I think you have to be transparent as a parent. Like, if you have a partner or someone that you had a baby with and that person does not want to be involved, reach out to your community. There's mentors out here, male mentors for other males, female mentors. You know, you got your mom. It might be vice versa. You might have a female may have their dad and their mom not involved. There's female mentors out here that can really help you with your child and help you raise them and be an active participant. You know what I'm saying? Or just aunties and uncles, you know what I'm saying? Cousins and, brothers and sisters. Like, you definitely, at the end of the day, there are people that would come in and help you, raise that child. It doesn't have to always be financial. Sometimes it's that emotional support, that mental support. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying, though, if you are a woman that is an independent woman, that's pretty much got herself together and really doesn't need a man to financially help you, maybe you don't even need a man to even come around and spend time with the child. But that is still that child's father or mom, that missing, absent person in that child's life. You can't make
nobody be a parent.
Right. So as a single woman, and you're independent, but you have a man that maybe he wants to be a part of that child's life, but you're so independent, and the man ain't really got himself together. He really don't have himself together. This is just a scenario. He doesn't have himself together, but he wants to be a part of that child's life, but you don't want him to be in that child's life. I've seen situations like that where men be wanting to be a part of their child's life, but the woman, because she feel like he's no good or he's not doing anything with his life,
I don't
she
think
don't
that's
want
fair.
him. Yeah, I don't think that's fair either.
That's not fair. Who are you? That child still might need that representation of a parent. You know what I'm saying? Who are you to decide, that person is not going to be a good role model? Sometimes people change when they have children and they're around them. The children make them grow up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I experienced, I was a young mother. I had Kason when I was 18 years old. His father was 21. It really forced us to really be parents. I mean, we got married, he went into the military. Like, that was our means of providing for our family. Sometimes kids force you to grow up.
Period.
You can't say just because he ain't shit now that he might not be shit in the future. You know what I'm saying? Because people
but if that
are
person
forced.
is really just not a good parent, though, if they're just not demonstrating being a good role model, then I guess you would have
to kind of just, it
say,
depends on what they're doing. I really did think it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
It depends on the child. Because some children, they love you regardless of your flaws. Your kids don't know your flaws until somebody points them out, period. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you start pointing out flaws of this and that, sometimes as parents, we be so mad at the other person that we start throwing their trash out there.
Yes.
And that's something we don't need to do, because kids really, at the end of the day, they're impressionable by what we speak into the air, what they see us doing.
Yes.
We as parents, we need to be careful.
Yeah, we do.
But
I don't think we should ever, if there's a parent, I don't care what that parent is, if it's a drug addict or if that person is, homeless, if they want to see their children and want to be a part of their children's life, I don't ever think you should take that right from them.
I don't think so either.
I really don't. I mean,
because it might help them through their rehabilitation.
Exactly.
It might help them mature. It might help them. Some people don't. Yeah. But some people do. It impacts, the love that their child has for them. Children don't see your flaws.
That's so true.
At the end of the day. So I just think it's sad. It's sad.
So for the women with the guy with the 7 kids, I don't know, ladies. I mean, just
did you start wearing condoms after the 7th? That's my question to you, baby. If you're watching, just comment. I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. And for the women of this guy,
going forward,
like if I think if I would have met him and he said I had 3 kids by 3 different baby mothers, I think I probably would have been judgmental a little bit too, and been like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
I know, right?
Right over there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So at the end of the day, like, women, what are we doing? Are we lowering our standards? Are we settling? I don't know. I don't know.
Because he made it very clear that the women were going to continue to want him. He was like,
"Oh, did he? I didn't watch it all the way to the end."
He said, "Don't think that ain't nobody going to want to get with me, because there will be others that will get with me." He made it.
And he ain't lying.
Yeah.
He ain't lying. He probably got a whole bunch of DMs to his
now, right
to his
now.
inbox. Girl,
right now, I have your baby.
Yeah. Hey, you ain't got to take care of it.
Yeah.
Man,
I can
I
take
tell
care
you.
of mine. Yeah.
That's
But that's what,
crazy.
again, it's 2023 where anything goes.
Anything
I mean,
goes. So
anything
let's
goes.
talk about this. I seen this on social media, and I just had to comment. Michael B. Jordan had an interview with L'Oreal.
Okay.
I don't know if it was on a red carpet. I think it was for his movie premiere. And
Okay.
she does like she's on the radio station, and then she has a podcast herself or whatever. But anyway, when she goes to interview him, you know, she's like, "You doing your thing?" Like, she trying to give him his props, like, "You doing your thing, this and that." And he was like, "But you called me corny." So that's been like trending this week, like, because in school, I guess he's from Newark, New Jersey. She's from Newark, New Jersey. They went to school together,
Yeah.
and he was like, "But you called me corny in school."
He remembered that. But that stuff is traumatizing. It goes back to children. You know, that obviously something in his childhood that he brought over in his adult life. Even though he's learned how to deal with it, he's successful now, but obviously that's something in his subliminal conscious that has
Yeah.
always stayed a part
Never
of his
thought about
life.
that.
Yeah,
Makes
that,
sense.
you know, when
That
he's
might have
probably
pushed
like,
him to even go harder,
Yeah.
because he was like, when I was in school,
Yeah.
you know, I wasn't the it guy, I wasn't the athlete.
because they
I
say he
wasn't
walked around with a picture, a headshot of himself, and they pretty much,
Really?
yeah, they pretty much like, you know, talked about him and made fun of, you know, like, you know, where you going with
Really?
that headshot?
Stop.
Yeah, he was like that, and that's what they did, and I think that's where he got the name corny from, because he was like a motivated young man, as I called them, the young boys that you don't know where they're going, know what
Yeah,
they
they
want.
know what they want
Yeah,
out of
they're
life. He
motivated.
knew he wanted to go
young
into
boys.
movies
Yes,
and show business.
and that's what he did, and that's how he got that
Okay.
name.
So they called him
Called him
corny.
corny.
Wow, I'm sure. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't know
was
the
crazy.
headshot thing.
Yeah.
Like, who walks around school, y'all, in high school with a headshot?
I know. But that was him, like,
Really?
even young, believing in his dream. He had a dream of, you know, when he was young. I don't know how old they were, but
But what's the difference between that and being an athlete? Because
What do you mean?
athletes are out there, they practicing every day. They on the school basketball team. So he's going into acting, probably drama class, that kind of stuff. What's the difference? That's not no difference, right? And showcasing your headshot. I thought it was corny at first too, but now that I think about it in retrospect, to why not? Athletes, you know, always, you know, putting their stuff out there, like, you know, they out there showcasing themselves.
because,
Well,
you know,
that's
back
him
in the
showcasing
day,
himself. But
probably-
athletes was the, you know, yeah, if you dating somebody on the football team, if you dating somebody on the track team, or somebody on the daggone basketball team, that's the it guy.
Right.
So
That was
back
things,
then,
like
they
you said, back in
showcasing
the day.
themselves. So
But come on, walking
why
around
is it
with
corny for
headshot?
him to have a
because
headshot?
who was into taking headshots and thinking about being an actor, a black actor back in his year? Back in he probably was just coming into the era of us having, you know, black actors and us really starting to blacks dating whites and integrating and all that kind of stuff. In his era, he, you know, that was probably during my era. I don't think I may be a little older than Michael B. Jordan.
I think he's in his 30s.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm a
Or
couple of
maybe-
some yeah, so he was definitely,
Yeah.
you know, so I guess
Think
he
about
came
it that
in
way.
right when, you know, the trend was coming out. Well, that's what he wanted to do. He was motivated. So
Yeah.
and you got kids that are in high school or middle school, they're not thinking about, you know, they want to be an actor, so let me get my headshot together, let me go do a photo shoot. You know what I'm saying? They're into
Katrina,
everything.
what was they say? He was carrying the headshot and showing people?
They said I don't know if he was showing people, but it was just an article that I read when I saw it trending on the internet, and I kind of like researched it, like,
I
what's that
didn't
all
hear
about?
that, so
and
that's
they
funny.
said, they said that he went to the same school that she went to, and she said that she remembered. She actually said that she did an interview. I think she was on Tamara Hall. That's not the same one. Or is
No,
it?
you're talking about.
I'm talking about that other girl, yeah.
Angelique,
Yeah. She did it, and she did an interview or something. She said something, but she said that that's how he got that name, because he walked around with the headshot. She said he wore.
I can imagine, because I'm from Jersey too. So for them to be like, this cornball, he over here walking around.
Because I think
his
she said he wore
headshot.
like a shirt and tie or something. Like he was.
But that's okay.
like-
he was just.
Yeah, he just was motivated.
He was just
got-
different.
Yeah.
So does different necessarily make you corny, people? Like, at the end of the day, because somebody is different, does it make you corny? Because you're different from what you see, or you
Or
know
what's
what's
the
the
norm.
norm. The athletes, you know, the popular kids. Normally are like the athletic kids, or the pretty kid, you know, the
Right.
pretty girls, or the good looking guys. Those are the popular kids. So he didn't fit into the cliche of being a popular kid.
Right.
So that's what made him corny.
I guess so.
Dang.
But look at him now.
That's what I'm talking about. Because I done seen some athletes I went to school with that back
What?
then you probably would have dated them, but now
They don't look too good.
Trina said they don't look too good. No,
You know, because we change over the years if you don't take
We
care of
do.
yourself.
You gotta take care of yourself.
Definitely, that's something I'm learning about life as I mature. I like to say mature in my years. But yeah, you do. Stretching is important. I'm learning to
we
stretch.
talked about that.
So that is definitely in eating healthier.
And she tell everybody that too.
I'm
Oh
telling you,
wait,
it's making a
what's
difference
wrong
in
with
my
your
life.
leg? I think you should start stretching, y'all.
It is.
What
Stretching
is she
makes a
talking about? She
difference.
just out of
It
here.
does.
Just Trina just
It's
be
like
talking to people.
it's like it oils the joints.
It does.
Yeah.
It definitely does. I think so too. Okay, so yeah, Michael B. Jordan. I don't think you're corny, but I think you are a handsome guy. And you're getting a lot of attention now. Who cares about them girls in high school? They ain't shit. They ain't shit now. I'm just kidding. Anyway, Joe Budden called him corny, by the way, on his podcast. Oh man, he was like, "Why would you put her on blast like that?" But I don't think he was putting her on blast. I really just thought that he was just like, "Yeah,
Making a point.
I'm the shit now."
Yeah.
And back then in high school, you didn't think I was, but now you like giving me my props. But anyway, who wouldn't give you your props?
Right.
Your glow up is real. Like you have definitely, exceeded expectations. So
he has.
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
He's just expressing his feelings. That's all. Like you said, it might be some internal tension there from when.
Right. And I think
probably,
he handled it though. He handled it professionally.
Yeah.
He didn't get all nasty with it. They kept it going. They went on with the script.
Yeah. He was very calm. I think he's just a naturally calm guy anyway.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
All right then. So what about John Morant, the athlete? This is what I know that in the NBA or under NBA, NFL, you have a certain persona that they want you to put out there, and certain things are not tolerated or not accepted by the NBA or the NFL or the soccer league or So he was on. I guess on IG or Facebook, one of those two social media platforms, waving a gun around. And because
Was he in
of
the
that,
club? What was he? When he
I
had
don't
the
think
gun?
so. I don't know. He might. It sounded like he was up in the
Somewhere
club.
partying. Something like
But,
he
I
did music
mean,
and stuff. But yeah.
Is it? What rules does it go against? I guess that's my question. Like, people own guns. Is it because he was flashing it on social media? I just don't. I mean, because he got expelled from 2 games because of the consequences behind his behavior. So, what is it? Like, at the end of the day, does the NBA and the NFL, because they pay you, I guess that's just like being your employer. If you out here waving a gun, they're going to be like, girl, if you don't get back.
Right.
But
that, you know what? That goes back to what everybody talks about when you give all these young men and women, men especially, money. Because this young man is 23 years old and makes millions. They said he was like, what, first round, second draft pick or something like that?
Yeah.
So this young man is making
very
millions, but
talented
he's
young man.
3 years old. His brain hasn't completely developed yet. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to do
That's
dumb
a good
things.
point, Trina.
Oh yeah, he's going to do
Dumb
things. Exactly. But that's why you have, if anything, the NBA and these NFL have some mentors for these young boys that are coming in. Teach them where to put their money, how to manage their money. You know what I'm saying? Teach them investment skills if they don't know it. Teach them what's right and wrong, how to carry themselves. Ethically, morally, what's right and wrong, so that they know. Because you got young men and women that are coming straight up out of the hood. Some of them, I grew up in the projects, coming straight from the projects, where we learned from playing in the street basketball. You know what I'm saying? Nobody taught us the rules and regulations of what was right and what was wrong.
Right.
So you take me out of this environment, and then you put me into this environment. You give me all this money. So this young man was on the video. He had diamonds all around his neck, big thick pendants and stuff around his neck, and just spinning the gun. Had a grill in his mouth, gold teeth. You talking about a 23-year-old young man?
Well, he's acting like he's
a
23.
23-year-old. That's what I'm saying, and that's exactly what happened. So
they expect, because he's in the NBA, that he's not going to act like he's 23. I think that's what the NBA expects. But to their point as well, like these are the people that represent their organization.
Right.
If you're representing an organization of
There's a
that
certain
caliber,
way. That's right.
there's a certain
I
way
agree.
that you have to behave. But is the NBA letting them know, like, this is not acceptable? What behaviors should be displayed? That's my question. Like, do they tell them?
I don't know. You know what I wonder?
Because you know how some jobs will tell you, like, this is not
Right,
tolerated.
exactly.
This
This is what-
no sexual harassment.
Right,
No this. No
right,
that.
right.
Some things are common sense, but everybody don't have common sense.
I know.
Right?
I don't. You know what? That is a great answer, Delcy, because I wonder what do the sports agents do for the young men? You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? What are their roles? And then I wonder also.
And a lot of them sports agents are ex-players or.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
some
didn't
of them.
know
Most
that.
of them are. Some of them are.
But I wonder again too. Does it go back to? And I hate to bring up the racist card, but I wonder, does it go back to when you have a black male versus a Caucasian male? They come from two different environments, and most of the time, black males haven't been really taught about.
But he comes from a
investing.
good family.
He did come from a good family.
Yeah, his father's an ex-basketball player. He's not from
then
the
he
hood.
should, at his 23.
Not to
he
my
still
knowledge,
should
I
know
might be
better.
wrong, but apparently his father's an ex-player, college graduate. You know what I'm saying? So who's
But even
I don't
being
think
an
kids
ex-player
act
and a
differently when
graduate-
they're not around their parents anyway.
I know.
And you mimic
But
what
still,
you
though,
see.
But even with his dad being an ex-player, number one, it doesn't mean that it's just because he was an ex-player that he was active in his son's
That's
life.
true.
But also,
That's true.
even with him, his dad, even with that, if his dad was active in his life, he's still dad. You followed after your dad's dreams, what he did. So you had someone to model behind. So I don't see
Exactly.
how his dad would not have, spoke life into him to tell him what was right or what was
Absolutely.
wrong. So he did, interesting point, he did say that he was going to take some time off to kind of get himself mentally, I think, get himself in a better place, a better space, because maybe
And it could
he's
be that
dealing with some stuff.
Maybe he's dealing with some stuff. He's 23 years
Yeah.
old. You making a lot of money.
A lot of money.
You know what I'm saying? And then the people that you surround yourself with too.
Yes.
That has a
All
lot
of
to do
that
with your
matters.
behaviors too.
It all matters.
Look in depth. John Morant, the people you surround yourself with, that's important. You
It
want
is.
people that are doing the same things that you're doing. And if they might not be no good for you at the end of the day. I don't know. I'm just saying from, a mother perspective.
And it could be a lot too mentally that he's dealing with.
Yeah,
He
you're
has
23 years old making millions of
you got a certain
dollars.
image
Yes.
that you got a certain persona you gotta, portray. You got all this money, but yet when you go home at the end of the day, are you really happy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You come out here and you gotta perform in your skill
Right.
and what you do, but what is going on up here? Because this is where we always lose the battle.
Yeah,
In the
in the
mind.
mind.
And nobody really knows that or see that but the person that's dealing with it. So,
Exactly.
he definitely may have some stuff that he's dealing with that he needs to take some time because he's 23.
It's stress, the stress of being a basketball player at 23 years old. The stress on your body,
Yes.
physically,
All
mentally,
of that.
emotionally. Like, we don't know what people go through.
Yes.
At the end of the day, he is a young black male out here.
Shout out to Ja.
Yeah, very talented. Just the fact that he knows that he has to step back and get some mental health
Yeah.
help. That's a big step for a young man, 23 years old.
I agree.
And there's no embarrassment in that, baby. Get your mind right, like you said. That's
right.
very, very important.
Amen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So, Trina, so what you think about Trump running for president again? Jesus, we can't get rid of him.
I know. That's crazy. I don't understand though how Trump get to run for president though. I don't understand how.
After all the legal proceedings, was he ever guilty?
I swear I don't know. It's
Damn.
I really didn't
That
even
mother
get into
sucker got
politics.
like 9 lives. He probably got more than 9 lives.
It's crazy though. I don't understand how, but you know what? This is my theory. This is just my Ritch Auntie theory. And I've said this from day one and I stand on it. I believe that Trump has gotten away with so much stuff because Trump knows so many people that are in positions, high positions, powerful positions that have done just as much dirt as him. And if he goes down,
They
with
going down
anything,
with him.
he's gonna probably sing, and a lot of people are gonna come down with him. So they'll rather let him go
Not
ahead
they gonna
on.
sing, like they gonna tell, like snitch.
Gonna be like that young man talking about Young Thug sitting up there in front of them. That man done told you everything.
They
that man
said,
I'm gonna tell you everything.
Girl, he was in that interview for a whole hour. Trump gonna be in there like,
I can call him right now. Tell him what they do. He gonna be just like
that. Man, I tell you, that was foul, man. I don't know who leaked that tape. But that was some foul shit.
But how did that's messed up.
That's some foul shit.
Yeah. I'd be scared.
Excuse me, but it is. I'd be mad as hell because now you labeled as a snitch. You can never be labeled as no snitch.
Never.
Not in this world, baby. There ain't nobody gonna trust you.
You had to go to jail. Your life
baby. Hell no. He said shit.
It took you too long to say that. It took you too long to say
I ain't snitch. Listen, I don't want to go to jail because I know I'm going to be somebody bitch in jail. But I'm going to tell you this. I ain't snitching because the consequences of snitching, even behind bars, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you can't get away from that. You'll never get away from being a snitch.
Yeah. So if your life was on the line, you got to go to prison.
I'm just going to have to take accountability for my role and whatever.
So you just going to go ahead on and rock it out. They say you got to go you in prison for the rest of your life. If you just tell the truth that, Trina was with you. You're not going to tell the truth. I mean, because this is your life. You're going to be, you may even get to have to
Trina,
go to the death
I'm going to hope that you got that godly spirit that you always talk about, and you going to tell the truth and not let your friend go to jail.
I'm telling you now, yes, Delcy was with me. I was not there. That was her, sir. That was her.
That's messed up. That's messed up. I'm thinking that she going to.
Now, we wouldn't even do that.
The conscience of God is going to be on.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even do that.
I wouldn't even. And that's the thing, when you do things, you have to definitely
take accountability.
In consideration the consequences that will follow.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And when you are a rich auntie, a rich uncle, a person of maturity, there's just certain things that you're not going to do. So I don't think we'll ever be put in that type of position. Thank you, God. But for real, though, if we ever got in trouble about something and I had to snitch on you, though, or anybody, I'm probably not going to snitch. I'll probably tell on myself.
Yeah, I
talking so much. I done told on my dirty self. Seriously,
I probably tell on myself too because I talk too damn much.
Me too.
They'd be like,
that's what I'm saying.
Damn, she done told.
Exactly.
She done told on herself.
Didn't you say? Wait a minute. I did not say that. Yeah, you did.
I was like, give me a notepad and some paper. Let me write down what I'm gonna say.
So
y'all ain't gonna trip me up at all. I've never been a good liar.
No, you sure
I always not. I'm not. I just be like, sorry. I'm just gonna tell them. One thing I can say about my kids too that I think they got that from me too is that they ain't never been good liars either. They ain't gonna lie. They gonna tell the truth. Cause I'm like, I ain't got time to be trying to cover that lie and fix that lie and fix that lie. Nah, I can't. I'll tell on myself. So wait a minute. So about Trump now, like we said. This motherfucker, he running for president for when? When is he running again?
Is it 2024? Damn. Is election next year?
So how do you feel about that? Because I feel like, how do we get here again? Like, where he's running for office again, like you said, like he done did so much stuff. Like, I'm sure people gonna vote for him.
There will be people that will vote.
I mean, there's been some black and brown people that voted for him, and they said, I'd rather vote for Trump because he honest and he ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
He gonna tell the truth. I mean, who doesn't want to be told the truth? I mean, if he a racist, he gonna tell you he a racist. If he,
Yeah, they say what you're dealing with him.
Yeah.
I've heard people say they really don't care. If he come back in there putting out some more stimulus packages, they're going to vote for Trump.
Oh, so y'all going to vote for Trump for the stimmy? Oh, my God.
I have heard people
y'all ain't got no morals of values over here. Y'all just doing it for the stimulus. He probably will get his stimulus. Now, if he say he gonna get the stimmy, y'all gonna go ahead and vote for him, Trina? You gonna vote too, ain't you?
Oh, no, I'm not voting for him, period.
He gonna take your whole soul for $12.
Exactly. I'm not voting for Trump.
Oh, my goodness. I'm not voting for him either. Never.
I would never vote for Trump. I'm sorry, Trump.
I don't think he represents black and brown people
I don't either,
correctly. So you won't get my vote, Trump, but hey, everybody got a right to run for president,
right.
Trina.
That's right. That's true.
We can put you out there to run for 2024.
Who?
You.
I know. Kanye West ran for president.
I mean, anybody can
I
run
mean,
at this
honestly,
point.
if I was really really smart when it came to politics, because I feel like I can hold a crowd's attention by talking and speaking, and I think I'm a people person, but I'm just not. I don't feel as thoroughly educated as I need to be in politics.
Politics, yeah.
But if I did, no, boy, I would not have a problem with even the city, my communities, any of that.
Right,
If I
and
had started
running.
young with that,
Yeah.
I definitely would get out there and make a
I
difference.
agree too. I think
Seriously.
yeah,
Because
definitely.
we need strong leaders now. We don't have strong leaders like we used to. Robert and I talked about that a couple of times. I think I mentioned it to you how we don't have strong leaders like we used to. Like we
No.
had the Martin Luther Kings. You had the
Malcolm X.
yes.
Yeah.
All those back in the civil rights leaders. We don't have a lot of those type leaders now, and we need them because they got the Tamika Mallory, she's there. Who they have? They still have, what's his name with the hair?
Al Sharpton.
Yeah, we still have
She
him.
ain't gonna be around much longer. We need
have
another Al
Mike.
Sharpton. Another
Mike.
Al Sharpton. We're gonna need another
his name?
Al
Big Mike?
Sharpton.
What's the other
We're
guy?
gonna need another Jesse Jackson.
Yeah.
We're gonna need. These are the type of leaders that they're slowly gonna fade away as they begin to retire and
Yes,
no
that's what I'm
longer
saying.
be a part of politics.
We
Like
don't have
who's gonna
them.
represent the black and brown communities out here? Like that's kind of scary now that you said it.
There was a young brother that was on TV the other day, and I really wasn't paying attention. I should have, but he was a young man. He had an afro, and he was taking a picture with a dashika. He was being sworn in to a, I want to say maybe it was North Carolina, South Carolina, but he was being sworn in, I think, to Congress or something. And he was taking a picture in a dashika. He was a young man, like he was 28 years old.
Oh, wow.
And he was saying that he was kind of, I think, being criticized because people were saying it should have been more formal for him to wear a suit and tie because he was being accepted into such a credible position. But his thing was he worked really hard, and as a black man to get to the position where he is, he felt that it was due that he wear his
Right.
his African dashika. It was something like that. But he said that he wanted to represent the
Right.
history
Right.
that made it possible for him to be able
Absolutely.
to
Open the doors and the avenue for him to get there. I mean, I agree with that,
there are
too.
some young men out here that are and women that are making
We
a
need
difference.
to research some of that and bring it to the forefront. I
Yeah.
think that's important.
That is good.
Because
That's
we
good.
need to see who our leaders are, even for this area, for Atlanta, for Georgia. Like who is representing black and brown
Different
people in our districts?
Mhm. That is so true. We should.
And
find
it's
that for real.
it's a lot of Latinos in
good.
Decatur, honey. I ain't even know it was like,
Really?
yeah. I was like, wow. I went to a nail salon. It just so happened I just I go to Decatur to get my nails done. Spoil rotten nails out there, but I went into a nail salon. It was a Vietnamese owned salon, but they had a whole bunch of girls from Guatemala working in there, and I was like, because I heard them speaking Spanish, so I was like, wait a minute, is y'all Spanish? And she started talking to me in Spanish. I was like, oh, how long you been working? So they had to sign a disclaimer to get your feet done in case they mess up. You can't get your money back.
Wow.
Type thing. If they cut you, whatever. So I told her, I said, listen, as long as you don't cut me, we cool. I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to try you out. Because everybody deserves a chance. Everybody got to learn.
That was your first time?
My first time.
Okay.
But I'm going to go back because it's right around the corner from where I
get
go to
your
get my
nails.
nails done. So I was like, and they got a bunch of girls in there from Guatemala working. And I was just like really shocked because I was like, this is a Vietnamese owned salon. Where are they getting all these girls from to come in here? But they look Asian. Like first appearance, you might look at them and be like, dang, they kind of look Asian.
Wow.
But when they
But
started
spoke
talking, I was
Spanish.
like, wait a minute, they speaking my language. So I
Wow.
started inquiring about it. But, I was like, it took her a long time. Like, I was sat in that chair, y'all, for 2 hours while she did my feet. When I tell y'all she did such a good job, baby.
I love it.
Yeah,
2
because she
hours?
just learning. I just said I had to sign a disclaimer. But at the end of the
But she
day,
did a good job.
man,
I like your tennis shoes too.
thank you. I gave her a $20 tip because I was like, yo,
Very pleased.
just very pleased with her work. So Decatur, where it's greater, got all them Latinos
What's
over
the name
there.
of the place?
It's called Nail Shop. The Nail Shop.
The Nail Shop?
Yeah.
That's it?
So if you Latino living in Decatur, go check them out. The Nail Shop. They got some girls up in there doing some They don't do the nails because they don't. I guess they.
Also, it's just feet.
They just do the. Because I go to my girl to get my nails done, but
they don't do nails. Period. In the salon, is
no. They do nails in the salon, in the upper front of the salon. Then the back part of the salon.
That's where
the girls are. You getting your.
So in the front, was it Japanese women in the front?
Yeah, Vietnamese.
So it's Vietnamese in the front.
Yeah.
The women doing the nails.
The Latinas in the back, y'all.
Oh my God.
I ain't knocking nobody hustle. Because a hustle's a hustle at the end of the day.
Right.
But homegirl did a great job. I can't complain.
Okay.
Maria, gracias. Amorcito. She did my feet, y'all. She did a great job.
Well, that was your Spanish for the month of March. I asked her to do it, didn't I? I asked her to do it at least once a month. So that was it.
That's it? That's for the whole month?
Well, that's all we got.
I just said thank you, Maria, for doing my feet. She did a great job.
There it was.
Yes, ma'am. So...
I don't know. I'm just like sitting here and I'm just admiring the beauty of how pretty it is today. I mean,
it's definitely
like
a Sunday fun day today.
Yeah, it's definitely a Sunday fun day.
Time to go sit out and unwind somewhere. So let's get into girl talk.
Let's talk.
What are we talking about girl talk today, Trina? What's going on?
I think, let me see what's going on. I know they said, I saw something on the news today about equal rights, ERA, the Equal Rights Amendment, where they're starting to go back and address that. I think they said it's been like 50 years where it was established, I think, in 1972.
Women's rights?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so they're going back in and they're wanting to, they're saying they want to take it to the next level because women have been given the rights, I guess, as equal rights as men, right? They got that amendment passed. But now they want to, I think they want to take it to the next level with the
So what does that look like, taking it to the next level?
Well, they want the LGBTQ community. They want them to be acknowledged. I think they want more money in the workforce. The sexual harassment. I think that they're
so they're reevaluating what is currently in place.
What's going on with these women since they've gotten women rights?
Okay.
Yeah, this is what we're dealing with. You've given us the right to be accepted, I guess, or to be equal. But this is what we're having to deal with in order to have it.
But are we really equal?
Good question. Are we? What do you think?
I don't know. Now I'm asking you. What do you think? Equal as far as like employment, like pay, salary.
Maybe equal.
Job status and job title. Like, are we really equal?
Right, and I think that's what they're questioning. So that's what they're wanting to talk about. Because, like you said, it's equal in the sense that, it's okay.
Yeah, you can be a plumber.
Right.
You can be
right. You can be a basketball player. You could be a dump truck driver. You could be a fireman. You can
working
be whatever
in the factories.
As a woman. Yeah, but like you said, is it equal with the pay?
Right.
Are you going to treat me the same?
Right.
So I think so. They'll readdress. Going back to readjusting the amendment. I guess they're gonna go back and reevaluate some stuff.
Wow, that's something interesting to keep track of too, to see what changes they make.
I know. That would be interesting.
And how that impacts the LGBTQ community too. Because you don't think about that, but I didn't think about that, but that makes sense.
It does.
It's time, as the world is evolving and changing,
so much,
we're accepting transgender.
Yes.
We're allowing, people to change how they look and how, what they should feel like. If a woman changes into a guy or looks more like a male, it's because that's how she feels. So are we as a society, are we accepting that? You know what I'm saying? Because now you have, women dressing like men, and then you have men that dress like women. You know what I'm saying? So how does that impact employment? Because some jobs, if a guy comes in there, he's a guy, but he's dressed like a female. Are you turning them away? Are you being prejudiced? Is prejudice the right word?
Yeah,
I mean, is it?
Or is it? Are you being? What's the word when they're discriminating?
Right.
I don't know, Delsa, because like last night when we were at the restaurant, the young man that we talked to, we're gonna have him on our show.
We're definitely gonna have him on the show. I liked him.
Definitely. He had lashes on.
Yeah, he had lashes. His hair was done.
Yeah,
did he have braids in his hair?
He had braids. I think he was pulled back though because I couldn't really see.
I couldn't really tell.
He had the lashes on and stuff, and his nails, and he was really
and his nails done.
Nice.
Right.
He had his makeup on and everything. Right. So He's on the
That
front
makes
line.
sense though, because
you know?
he is a man that identifies as a woman.
Yes.
So when you're coming into, dang, I never thought about that. That makes a lot of sense, Trina. Because you coming into the workplace and you're interviewing for jobs, you're coming in. His name was.
I forgot what
her name was. Kenya.
I think it was
Kenya.
Keisha, Kenyatta, something like that. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that shows you that when you change your name to identify as a woman, right? What kind of rights do they have? Like,
I know.
are they being accepted?
So
salary-wise, sexual
happening.
Harassment in the workplace. Those are things that we definitely 50 years later need to look at because society is changing.
A lot.
Gender roles are changing.
Yeah. Even like probably one to have, like, that's good, gender roles. Even like, with that, gender roles, when men, I know one of my clients, she's a nurse. And she said that she's had patients come into the hospital. She works in the delivery part. What is that? Is that pediatrics?
Labor and delivery?
Yeah. She works in that part of the hospital. And she says that she has had men. There was one incident where this man came in. It was actually a man. She said he had the beard. He had the mustache and everything, but he was pregnant.
Man, they was just talking about that. But go ahead.
Yeah, and she said that it's just
so he was having a baby.
He was there to have a baby, and she said that it's like it hasn't become like uncommon. But she said that there are nurses that work at her hospital that they don't want to attend to.
Really?
Yeah, she said that has happened.
That's discrimination.
Yep, she said that has happened. But she said, I don't know if the hospital, I don't know, it's discrimination, but I do know that there are, when you ask, is it acceptable? So that just goes back to answer the question. So
that's why
it's not
that's
acceptable.
why this
some
law
people,
needs to be reevaluated.
Right, some people just
we're not thinking about
to.
that.
They don't want to. They don't feel like, some people are strong believers in their belief, in their religion, and maybe that goes against, what they stand for.
We don't think about that stuff, but that is so true, Trina. That is so freaking true. And I was watching something. It was like in a court setting. I don't remember the podcast, but they showed a guy and he said, "What makes a woman a woman?" And then you have these two people, they're podcasters, and they're talking about, the guy's like, it was a man having a baby. And the girl was like, no, it was a woman having a baby. She just changed her identity. You know what I'm saying? She now identifies as a male, but she has the woman part.
That's right. And
that still make you, that don't change.
Mm-hmm.
She's a woman at the end of the day. And he was like, just talking about society today, they don't view that person as a woman anymore. She's a male because of the hormones and the beard and they cut their breast off, to be men. So at the end of the day, those are things that as society changes, we have to change. The laws have to change with it.
That's right. Because it's what? 2023, where anything
goes. They got to be able, if you're looking like a woman, you got to go just like the young lady from last night. Like, what bathroom are you going into? Are you going to the male bathroom? Are you going to the female bathroom? Are they going to start having unisex bathrooms?
Right. And I'm sure they are, because you have parents now that are the same sex. You have two women that are husband and wives in the same household, or two moms that, whatever they choose to go by. But they're going to be taking those same babies to school one day. Yeah. They're going to be first graders, second graders, or third graders. And then you're going to be taking them to different events and stuff. So if you are a female and you have a child and you're married to a female, but one of the females identify as a male, if you're with your dad who is a female, are you going to go to the male's bathroom with your child, with your son who is a male, or are you going to take your son into the women's bathroom? So all that stuff has to be addressed, I'm assuming. Laws definitely.
I feel sorry for the politicians that have to deal with that kind of stuff, because you got to take everybody's perspective into consideration, basically, at the end of the day. And how people feel about how they identify.
That's true.
And their self-awareness. You know what I'm saying?
Because the world has allowed this to become a reality. It has become a reality that it's okay. So if it's going to be okay and it's going to be acceptable, then you're going to have to make laws. They're going to have to change the laws and the rules of the land in order for everything to stay in balance. You know what I'm saying? Everything has to be in decency and in order. Because if you don't, then it's not going to be fair to some people. No. And there's going to be discrimination. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be people feeling a certain kind of way about a certain thing and thinking that they have the right to feel that way.
Yeah, because if you come into an employer, even corporate America, just think about that. How are you coming in?
Yeah, I know.
I ain't thought about that, because I've never seen anyone transgender in the corporate setting. So Do they exist and you just don't know about it?
Hey,
Man, I ain't never thought about that. That's some real relatable stuff, like stuff that really needs, like you said, needs to be addressed. Definitely. Because we're
There's a lot going
discriminating
on.
against them in some sort of fashion. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, man, a lot to think of as society changes, the world changes.
it does.
It sure isn't the same as it was 20 years ago.
Definitely not.
Because you didn't see that. You seen single mothers and fathers. You didn't see a lot of women.
Same women, same
Partner
households.
sex. Yeah, same sex households. So now
No,
it's
you
a big
didn't.
thing.
It is. So they have to come up with something to continue to make everything be okay. Period. Are we in girl code? Are we doing what we
No,
doing
we're in girl talk, but we're going to talk about girl
Yeah,
code.
because you knew I want to talk about girl code.
So what do you think? Explain to me what you think girl code is.
Girl code to me is your allegiance to your friend, your girlfriend.
Okay.
You know, for me,
But
I
allegiance
don't.
and dating, let's just put it
Yeah,
out there. When you
yeah.
date and stuff, girl code is, you know, your
Talking
allegiance
about,
to
even
your
if they're
friend.
friends
Yeah.
too, like us not talking about your friends. Like girl code to me, like I have some friends and I you know, some of their friends are not my friends. So I even have, you know, girlfriends that they'll say, you know, my friend said this, or my people was saying some stuff, and I just looked at them when they said, you know, it isn't something that they were saying about me, but my friends will be like, well, I just looked at them. And for me, you know, I respect that as girl code, because you can't stop a person from talking about somebody. You know what I'm saying? If you go too far with the person, talking about if you and I somewhere and we did something, a bunch of friends, and somebody got something to say about you, if they say, Delsa better sit down somewhere, she know better. You know, I'm not gonna have nothing to say about that. But if they're sitting over there and they like just dogging you out, oh, look at her with that darn raggedy shoe on, and what's she going with her hair like that? You know what I'm saying? Well, nah, then
I
at
hope
that
you
point,
don't never catch me with some
of
raggedy
course, you know what I'm
shoes.
saying? But I'm saying, you know, just doing stuff. You know, even if you up moving around, to you know, some women can just be jealous and insecure about stuff. If you look beautiful, you know, your hair is beautiful, but they think it's
so what's
ugly.
the girl code then?
And
Basically,
you're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna say, hey, you don't, y'all, you wrong. Why you gonna come out with Delcy if you're gonna have something to say about her like that? And I'm not gonna come back and tell you, because I don't believe in starting a whole bunch of mess. But I'm gonna sit back at that point and start observing. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, now my cousin, she taught me this. My cousin said every reaction doesn't require an action.
Yeah.
So I just sit back.
You mean every action doesn't require a reaction?
Every action doesn't require a reaction. Good job.
Okay.
If you know I mess up a word. Okay, so every action don't
can't with
require a reaction. So
Right.
and that's true. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'll sit back and just check it out and see how they act going forward. And like I've told you in a couple of situations about some friends, but of course time will tell. You know, people tell on their own self, because my mama said you cannot change a snake. A snake don't change its colors.
Oh,
So a
only
person
a
is gonna
chameleon
be
does.
a person is gonna be who they are. They're not gonna change. But girl code and dating now.
The girl code in
that's
dating
totally
is
different.
you don't date your girlfriend's exes.
Man.
Now, we was having a conversation earlier, and it seems like men don't care. Men, tell me if you care. Like if your homeboy had a girlfriend and maybe he only dated her for a couple of months, and then they realize we're not really compatible, and then you get around her and you feeling her energy and you liking her, and would you date her? Would your allegiance be to your homeboy, or would you date her because you feel like, well, shoot, they didn't work out, that might be my soulmate? I don't know. But for me, I know my allegiance is always to my girlfriends. I don't care if you dated him for 2 weeks. I don't want him.
But what about if you dated a guy, like say for example, you and I are friends, and you dated this guy back in your middle school.
I don't care.
So you still don't think I should
You
date
better
him?
not.
Okay. So that's girl code. That's
You
girl
tell
code.
me, but that's girl code. My
exactly.
allegiance, your allegiance should be to me,
That's
and my
right.
allegiance is to you. I would never. I mean, I had a situation a couple years ago with one of my girlfriends, and I ain't gonna say your name, but with one of my girlfriends, where me and her ex-husband were just cool. But we've known each other for a long time. Like he was friends with my my ex-husband, and you know they was both in the military, whatever, and me and him just became cool. Never slept with him, never had no crazy conversations with him about hooking up or anything like that. Just loved him like a brother, you know what I'm saying? So, and you know, she kind of came to me and was like, I think something on Facebook caused her to reach out to me and say, hey, are you messing with such and such? And I was like, first of all, me and her are childhood friends. I meant talking about childhood, go way back. I would never mess with your ex-husband, your ex-boyfriend. I don't care if we was in elementary school. I don't give a damn. My allegiance will always be to you. I will never cross that line. I don't care if you dated him for 2 weeks. If you kissed him, I don't want him. And if you had sex with him, I definitely don't want him. That's nasty. Girl. And then she already know what his sex game is like. She probably like, that one over there ain't got nothing good.
Guys don't care about
but
that.
Men
though.
don't care.
They
Men,
don't.
why you don't care about that?
Guys,
Why?
help us out with that. I mean, it's just like they say men can go out here and have 100 women and be labeled, oh, it's just a man. But a woman can go out here and have 100 men and, oh, she a hoe.
But we say men don't care. But some men, I mean, if it's your immediate, if it's your friend, if it's your homie, like this your brother, do you date your brother's ex-girlfriend
really,
or ex-wife?
I want to know.
I want to know, guys. Comment. I want to know because women, most women don't. Wait a minute, but I've had some women say, well, if you dated him in high school, what difference do it make? I've had some women say that. But I want to
know too, though, when you say girlfriend now, because we talking about girlfriend code. Are you talking about
girlfriend? Now, me and you, we like sisters,
right. But if it's like a girlfriend, like somebody that you associate with, somebody that you just know,
I still have her. I don't care who you are. If you know me, I don't care. If are you my associate? I don't care if you my friend. You do not need to be messing with my ex-husband. Period. That's on God. You don't need to. If you know me, you know of me and him.
You talking about
some
now?
Way,
now where you are now. If
that's like me
and
you, and you go mess with Sammy. Sammy, I'm gonna put you on blast. My ex-husband. Yeah. You start messing with Sammy, I'll be looking at you sideways. Right. Nah, boo, what you doing? No, we don't do that.
But what I'm saying, let's say, for example, you dated this guy in Jersey when you were in high school. And we're out at a club and we meet the guy. I meet him.
You meet him and I'm not there.
Okay,
let's take it like I don't even know.
Right. And the guy and I start talking and start liking each other and everything. And I tell you, I met this guy. His name is such and such. And he said he's from Jersey. And immediately when I say he's from Jersey and tell you what his name is, you like, wait a minute.
What do he look like?
Yeah, what do he look like? And then I show you his picture. And this is somebody you dated. Now, how would you feel about that?
I'd be like, like I said, if I've had any type of intimate contact with him, I would be like, he off limits. Now, if we dated and it was like briefly and nothing ever happened, then of course in that space, I wouldn't be mad at you. I'd be like, go ahead, girl.
Okay.
Like, he a nice guy.
Okay.
But if I had an intimate relationship with somebody and then you nah.
See, now that's
crossing the line.
I really don't care about that as a girl, as a woman. I feel like if you meet somebody, like you said, as far as Sammy, if right now where we are now, and if Sammy were to try to talk to me, of course, you know, Sammy ain't gonna try to talk to me, and I wouldn't never try to talk to Sammy. But yeah, of course, that's definitely out. But if you met a guy and I dated him when I was in high school, and you happened to meet him, and you said, Trina, I'd be like, girl, I used to date him. We was in high school.
No.
And
I'd be like, he off limits. I
wouldn't care if you dated him at this age. I really wouldn't, because I feel like
even if you had sex with him, you was intimate with him.
Well, I wasn't having sex in high school, but if I had sex in high school,
Mom, you heard that she wasn't having sex in high school.
But if I did though, if I had though, even if that was the case, it wouldn't matter to me, because in high school, you know, you young and dumb, like I said, full of cum when you're young, and so that was my young years. We done did a whole lot of different things. We done changed in so many different avenues that really wouldn't bother me, especially if it was someone that you liked. You know what I'm saying? You happen to meet this guy and
I
really
think
like
then
him.
in that situation, I think that's a conversation you have with your friend.
Right.
And say, listen, well, how do you feel about me dating him? Because I'm going to tell you, no.
Yeah.
No. In Espanol, no. You can't do it. Like, I'm going to tell you, I think that's a conversation. But my allegiance will always be to you. Like, if you say no, then it's no. It's off topic. Like, I wouldn't go dating Harold, especially with him wearing skinny jeans.
Right.
I wouldn't date you, Harold. Not with no skinny jeans. But anyway, I mean, like, some stuff is off limits. Like, for real, for real.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yeah,
I totally agree.
I be thinking your cousins is off limits.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, I can't date you. You Trina cousin. Like, at the end of the day, you like my sister. Like, if dating your
Yeah.
cousin is like dating my cousin.
yeah.
I can't, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yes,
not something that I could
totally
do.
understand what you're saying.
I don't know.
For sure.
I don't
But we
know.
kind of differ in that, though, when it comes to the girl code thing. I do. I just don't care.
I think
about
it's
that
a
kind of
There's
stuff.
some women that don't.
Yeah, some women don't, some women do.
I've had some girlfriends say to me, like, if I meet them years later, I'm going to talk to them. It's a shortage of men. Like, why wouldn't I? If we vibe and this and that, dang, really? That's
Yeah.
how it is?
But if it happened in where we are now, like say when you came to Atlanta and you came to Atlanta
2012.
Yeah, I mean, since we've been adults and it happened then, since we've been friends and stuff, then definitely it's girl code.
Yeah.
Because we're grown, we mature and it's different. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you now, Delcy. You let that. We done had a situation like that though. Remember, we had a situation like that.
No.
We're not gonna talk about it.
No, I don't remember.
did.
What situation?
I'll tell you off camera.
Was my allegiance to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't even know. Oh, we sure did.
Yes.
We sure did. And I had to say, bruh, the answer is no.
Yes.
And don't contact me no more. You're right. My allegiance was to you. And it was, like you said, we grown at the end of the
Right.
day.
At the end of the day.
If you was with my girl and y'all had, y'all had an intimate relationship, then hell no, bro. Get out my DMs.
Right. Yeah, I can't do that either.
No, I
I'm just not
can't.
with it.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's sloppy seconds.
But some women though, they think that's okay.
Because I've had women say it's a shortage of men.
Yeah.
Now I don't care how many. Listen, I don't care how many men there ain't in this world. I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't do it either.
So that was just the auntie perspective on girl code, and
Yeah.
talk to your friends before you.
'Cause
I know
the
there's
young ladies don't really
because
have
you
a
can't
girl
really
code, I think.
control who you like, and like you said, if you're in an environment that you not with me, and I go out here and I meet this dude, and I'm like, damn, dude is nice, and he opening the car doors, he taking me to dinner, he done took me shopping, got me that new Louis, like I
Got
might be
7
like,
babies with 7 baby mamas. You can have it. You can have him. We good.
I can't
We
with
good,
you.
yeah.
I cannot. No, you can have them back. Slide them to the
Girl.
left. To the
Girl.
left. To the left. Drina, you crazy. Oh my God. I cannot.
Yeah, it's been
Oh my
fun
God. So,
today.
yeah.
Today has been fun.
Definitely.
I'm
So
ready to
that-
get out here and
Yeah, so that wraps
have
it up
some
for us
fun.
today. Are we wrapping it up, Trina, today? Sunday fun day? What you got going on?
Sunday. I really don't. I have nothing. I need to. I wanted to go to Alabama to see my mom today, but I'm not gonna make it because I'm having some car issues.
Yeah.
My car been kind of acting up this past week, but
Just chilling.
Yeah.
You getting ready?
Getting ready,
Trina's
yeah,
gonna be
getting ready to
gone.
get out of here.
Next Sunday, gonna be in Italy.
yeah, guys, I'll
That's
be in
what's
Italy
up.
next Sunday, so hopefully we can kind of tap in and
Yeah,
see
we're
what
gonna
it's
try to
like.
tap into you.
See what's going on in Italy versus what's going on.
So I'm gonna be
over here.
bringing on Tiffany's gonna come on with me. She's gonna take Trina place next week. We're gonna have some
What's
interesting
Tiffany,
stuff.
Now Tiffany is your cousin.
No, Tiffany is Katana's cousin. She was married to Katana's cousin.
Okay.
But we are all friends.
Okay.
So Tiffany's gonna come on and be you next week.
Okay, so she's gonna sit in my place. Good job.
Yes,
Good job.
yes. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, welcome, Tiffany. Come on in and just be yourself, girl.
So, and we got some guests next week. So we still trying to iron that out with the producer. But stay tuned next week, y'all. Have a great
Yes.
Sunday and a
Great
great rest of your
Sunday.
week.
We're out.
Adios.